So I wanted to do a quick recommendation for this film, Tolkien, excuse me. It's a 2019 biopic by Finnish director Dome Karukoski. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I didn't know, I'm going to say right now, I don't know how historically accurate all the details of this film are, but you know, it's a biopic, so obviously there's going to be things probably that are altered. I've heard other people, since I watched this, I went and watched a couple reviews. Men of the West said they really liked it. It's not 100% accurate, but that's just the nature of biopics. And then I saw another person who's some sort of Tolkien mega fan who just picked out all the flaws and why this movie is terrible. And I was just like, whatever. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it is. So in this film, we have Nicholas Hoult. Now, you would know him if you'd watched the Fox X-Men movies. He played Beast in X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, and then the subsequent films after that. And here we have Lily Collins, who plays Edith Bratt, who is his love interest, who he would later go on to marry. However, that's part of the film. That's part of this. It really focuses on Tolkien's early life. If you don't know who Tolkien is, I don't know how you wouldn't know. He is the man responsible for writing Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, The Silmarillion, doing a translation work on Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. I'm making good progress on this. So there will be a review coming for this, but yeah, I really enjoyed this quite a bit. It really focuses on friendship between him and three friends that he meets when he's in school. He was orphaned very young and came under the care of a priest who's played by Colm Meaney. You know Colm Meaney from Star Trek. He played Chief O'Brien, both in Star Trek The Next Generation and in Deep Space Nine. So I was like, oh man, Colm Meaney's in this. Awesome. So I really enjoyed seeing him. You know, it's been a while since I've seen him in something. I mean, he was in the AMC series Hell on Wheels. He's a great actor. Really like Colm Meaney quite a bit. But this really explores Tolkien's like formative years, his meeting of these other boys who become kind of a fellowship, if you will. They form a little private society. Can't remember the name of it, but needless to say, they become friends, lifelong friends, and they end up getting caught up in World War I. And I knew that Tolkien had been in World War I, and that a lot of his experiences there kind of informed his writing. I mean, how could it not? But yeah, a brilliant man. Seeing the trials and the struggles that he went through being orphaned so young, and just how brilliant he was with language. I mean, he invented a whole language, for crying out loud, Elvish. His translation work on, you know, other texts such as the medieval text Gawain and the Green Knight. I mean, the man was clearly a genius. But as far as the aspect of World War I think this was really well done. Now, there are dragons. I've heard people complain that there's dragons in World War I. Like, why are there dragons there? And why are there Nazgul riding around on black horses with swords? Like, this is ridiculous. And I know it's artistic license. He probably wasn't really hallucinating and seeing these things, but it's a artistic thing that the director's doing to try to connect the experience of World War I trench warfare with his fantasy writing and saying that this is where these things came from. And I quite enjoyed it. I thought that the CG dragons didn't look too bad. I mean, they're not really, they don't really, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this much more than 1917, which everybody rant and raved about, which was, you know, the director of cinematography on that was Roger Deakins. But I felt that those characters were kind of shallow blocks of wood that really didn't have any personality, so to speak. So I didn't really engage with that film. This one really engaged me when these friends went off to war. We'd spent so much time with them that you really felt like, oh man, I don't want anything to happen to them. And the pure human drama aspect of it, I really enjoyed this film quite a bit. So yeah, check it out. And hopefully it will inspire you to check out this man's writing, because what a fascinating individual. I'm gonna definitely probably look some more into his background and his life, because I found this fascinating. All right, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.